Hello everyone. I have not done a video in a really long time, so I'm just gonna go with the flow with whatever comes into my mind, because I have a lot of ideas written down about videos that I wanted to make, but I just feel like today I just need to go with the flow. I have a few in my mind, and once again I have a really long drive, so let's get into it. Right now I just feel really grateful with how everything is going on in my life, and a lot of good things are happening in this moment. And it's crazy because I don't think I ever posted the video about talking about what 222 means, at least in my own dimension, because obviously you live in your own world and things mean different things for you. Just in case you guys didn't know, some signs that you get might not be the meaning of what other people get with that same sign. You know what I mean? For example, the angel number 222. So growing up, knowing about numerology, little things that would happen to me when I would see 222 would end up being really negative experiences. So I kind of carried that with me, and I knew when that would see that number, like, oh my God, no, what's gonna happen? And then as I started learning more about life spirituality and guidance and just alchemy and everything that has to do with you, I realized, you know what? Life is about perspective. Life is about what you make it. And I know this is what I talked about in a recent video, but anyways, that doesn't matter. I could talk about it again. Now when I see 222, my original thought is like, I don't want to cuss anymore, so I'm not going to say it. But you guys get what I was going to say. I'm just like, oh, no, what's going to happen? I get that shock automatically, like, and then I'm like, no, let me grab that feeling and toss it out and say to myself, no. Now when I see 222, I am going to believe that whatever is going on in my life, I've made a choice that could either go left or right. That doesn't mean good or bad, just left or right. God has something in the plan, in the works for me, that it could go either way, and I'm not gonna look at it like something bad. I just now think, like, you know what, like I've said before, if you've ever followed me through talking about 222, which probably not, because I haven't really posted anything. Anyways, 222 is all about choices. 222 is all about yes or no, black or white, left or right. It's the number 2. When God created number 2, he created those options. It's either yes or no. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 right hands, 2 left foot. You make choices, you see things, you speak things. It's about choices. At least in my dimension and from what I've learned from it. Now, going back to what I was saying, now when I see 222, wow, 143 in my world means I love you from the universe, and I love you all and myself. Anyways, now when I see it, which I just seen it right now and I've been seeing it for a while, because obviously there's a lot of things that have been going on in my life regarding choices. And now when I see it, like I said, I get that, but I grab it so quick and I toss it out, and I'm like, no, whatever is meant to happen will happen for my greater good, regardless of what it is. I'm not thinking of it as like only good things are happening to me. I'm accepting it for what it is and thinking about it in a higher frequency, meaning obviously being optimistic about the outcome, being positive. Of course, being positive is the best thing you could do. But if it turns out to be something negative, you accept it and you take it for what it is, but you don't look at it like it's negative. You might look at it at the beginning like, oh, why did this happen to me? No, I now ask myself, okay, what am I about to learn from this? What is life trying to teach me? Where is life trying to take me? How is life trying to challenge me so I could grow and make better choices or go into a better path? It's never about, oh, why? I no longer choose to look at life like, why me? Why is this happening? No. Don't get me wrong, you get that feeling, but like I said, you grab those feelings and you toss them out and you tell yourself the complete opposite of whatever you were about to tell yourself, if it's not positive, if it's not optimistic. I'm learning to be very optimistic in life. I'm learning to believe in myself. I am learning to say I can do it all. Because I'm someone who, whenever a challenge is brought upon me or a choice, I hesitate, I overthink, and I get indecisive. And I just sit there and I'm like, oh, but how am I going to do this? Or where do I start? Now it's more like, okay, let's do this. Let's figure it out. Let's see who I can ask for help. Let's see who comes into my life to teach me this. Let's see what, when, where, what life has in store for me to learn something new that is a challenge to me that I will then be able to learn about and pass this knowledge on to the next person, so then I could also be in the steps, in the foot, in the feet, and be in the shoes of that one person that taught me. Whether it was something good or bad, I learned from it. Now it's my turn to pass it on. Remember, life is all about what you could do for the greater good of the world, of people. Everybody has a purpose. It could be a million of different purposes. But make sure that whatever it is that you learn in this life, you pass that knowledge on. It's like generational wealth, for an example. It's like life insurance. Okay, it's like a will. You're gonna set up some type of paperwork for your beneficiaries, if I said that right. Regardless of you being dead, you're dead. What does it benefit you in? Nothing. You are setting somebody else up for success, because that's what the world is about. It's about passing it on. Regardless of what you gain from it, it's about what it's already from what you gained. Now it's time to pass it on to the next. You know what I mean? And I just feel like the things you do, the choices you make, whatever it is meant for you will be for you. And believe that wherever life takes you, that is where you need to be. And believe that all the signs that life give you, take them. Take those signs and run with them. And learn the difference between like gut instinct and mind instinct. So your mind instinct will confuse you. I don't know if you guys kind of already get where I'm coming from. Like if you know what I'm talking about. Your gut instinct, you automatically know something here is wrong. Mind you, serotonin is connected to your gut, just so you know. Serotonin being a very high, is it chemical reaction? That has to do with positivity, with goodness, with rewards. So, and I'm not lying, I think 70% of your serotonin comes from your gut. Anyways, your gut, that gut feeling, you listen to that one. Your mind feeling is the one that is always like, should I not? Your gut automatically is like, no, or yes. It doesn't confuse you. Your mind will be like, I don't know what I should do. Automatically it's I don't know, you're in between. It confuses you. Learn to harness that gut power so you make the right choice. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Of course, we're all going to make mistakes. We all are going to make the wrong choices. And maybe they're not the wrong choices. Like I said, be optimistic. There is no such thing as a wrong choice. It's just a choice that you made that needed to take you somewhere in life to learn something different than what you might have learned in the other lifetime. Another thing that I love to think about in my own world is that everything that I thought about doing, I already did it in another lifetime. There is no outcome that didn't happen. There's no possibility that wasn't possible. Like, if I chose to wear red today instead of that blue outfit, guess what? In another lifetime, I'm wearing blue right now as we speak. Like, that in reality, just anything you could think of. Don't feel like you made the wrong choice, because guess what? You just made that choice in this lifetime. There's another lifetime where you made the other choice that you wish you would have made. You did do that. And I live at peace knowing or believing in that. it brings me some type of peace of knowing like there is no such thing as the wrong choice, because all the choices that I imagine in my head already happened. I already lived that. I'm already doing it. I'm doing it somewhere else as we speak. Like, just how I could have chose to not make a video and just drive and listen to music. In another lifetime, that's what I'm doing. Just instead of talking in a video. Or in another lifetime, I could have been watching a movie instead of listening to my music. You get what I mean? It's endless, because all those choices were in your mind. It's something you wanted to do. So why wouldn't you be doing that in a parallel universe? So don't feel bad about the choices that you make. Whatever choice you chose to make is the right one, because they're all the right ones. I could contradict myself though, and that's something I do a lot. I contradict myself. Like, I could sit here and tell you, like, you know what, no, there is such thing as making the wrong choice. But as I'm learning more and reading more about willpower, about faith, about your mentality, I realize, first of all, contradicting is a beautiful thing. That just proves what I'm saying. That everything in another lifetime, I could, instead of talking about positivity, I could be talking about negativity. Instead of being optimistic, I could be pessimistic and tell you there is such thing as the wrong thing. And mind you, back in the day, I was big on tough love. I was big on helping people grow in a negative way. And that's something I no longer condone. Obviously, it's somewhere in there for me still. But I could sit here and tell you, like, yeah, there is such thing as making the wrong choice. Because why would you take drugs knowing dang well that they're bad for you? That's making the wrong choice. Why would you out there still choose to make the wrong choice when you have all the knowledge about what the outcome and consequences are? You cannot dumb things down. Like, you know what is right and wrong. I could sit here and give you that whole entire different mindset. I could tell you how, if you don't invest your money in this, what's the point in growing? I could tell you a million things in a negative way to make you grow, but I feel like talking to people in a way of letting them be okay with the choices that they already made helps them grow more, and it helps people resent you less, and it makes people respect you more, because you are being compassionate with them, you are being understanding, you are putting yourself in their shoes. Hey, you made a choice, and it's okay. Whatever choice that was, it's where life brought you, and nobody could tell you you did it right or wrong, because it's what you wanted to do. It's what you chose to do to begin with. So who am I to tell you? Like, in reality, if maybe I'm making all the wrong choices, that's the thing. You don't ever know if you are making the right or wrong choice. It's all about perspective, and it's all about whether somebody deems it to be good and somebody else deems it to be bad. Everybody has opinions. Everybody is going to tell you otherwise. You could never have a right or wrong. Perfect example. Mind you, you might think you made the right choice, and you have 20 people telling you made the wrong choice. Deep down, that's why gut instinct is so important. You have to believe that the choice you made was right. Because if not, then you are allowing so many energies out there to come into you telling you, like, yeah, are you sure that that's okay? When deep down you knew it was okay. You have to be so firm on your gut feeling so that you don't get in your head about it, like, oh my God, did I make the right choice? Because like I said, there is no right or wrong choice. Whatever choice you made, you're bound to learn something from it. Maybe you won't realize it now, tomorrow, years from now, weeks, months, whatever. But perfect example, excuse me, I made a big choice recently, and I'm so proud of myself. I know this is the right choice. I know this is perfect timing. I am so happy and grateful, and I'm not talking to anyone about it except the people that are helping me with it, of course. Now, there's one person that is helping me who is also benefiting from this choice. They got excited. They started telling people about it. It's okay. That's fine. But now the people she told are asking me. And here's the thing. It's crazy because when you hear good news from someone else, or from someone telling you good news, like that you accomplished something, you would think the first reaction would be, OMG, congrats, I am so proud of you, I knew you would do it, yada, 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 automatically, right? Right? No? You would think that's the first thing somebody would do? No. Instead, these people are coming up to me and, let me just say this, it's not good to assume. Maybe I am assuming. Or maybe I am assuming. But, give me a second. Maybe I am assuming. But, these people are just asking questions. How did you do it? And in a certain tone. And mind you, like I said, I don't want to assume, but see, that's your head talking to you. That's that head instinct when you realize, like, are they saying it like this? Like, I'm not wrong, right? Anyways, they're kind of just like, oh, how did you do it? How were you able to do it? Oh, and what's this? What's that? Like, oh, are you sure? Oh, okay. And not once are they like, oh, congrats. Like I said, I'm so happy for you and you would do it. Give me 1 second. I gotta take a call. I'm gonna pause this video and I'll be right back on this talk. Okay, I'm back. Anyways, so like I said, there's the thing about me talking is that one thing leads to the other, and I'm trying to remember why I was talking about that. Anyways, like I said, these people, instead of congratulating me, and mind you, I don't feel like anyone owes me a congratulations, but that's why I said I don't talk about my plans until they're set in stone, because I just know people's energy is not always going to be up to your expectations. And mind you, don't ever expect anything. Don't ever expect anything. Don't ever assume from people what their energy is, and don't take anything personal. The 4 agreements teach you this. Don't take anything personal. It is what it is. People are going to feel however they're going to feel about you. Deep down, you have to be proud of yourself. You have to be happy for yourself. You have to cheer yourself on, and just think, you know what, it's okay. It's okay. I don't need anyone to be happy for me. I'm happy for me. Like I said, I don't know why I brought that up, but I'll re-watch this video. Anyways, now that I'm talking about this though, let's also talk about how, now it's just escaping my mind. Okay, yes. How to not talk about your plans until they have already happened. This is something I struggled with for years, and I'm just telling you guys, please, please, please do not talk about any plans you have until they are finished, until they are complete, until they are happening. You could tell people like, oh my God, like, you know how people are sometimes like, oh, what's new, what's going on in your life? And obviously, well, what else are you going to talk about but your plans? You could just tell them like, you know what, I'm in the works for something, but I don't want to talk about it just yet until it's finished and completed, and then I'll get back to you. Because I talked about so many things that I said I was going to do, and that's all I did. Just say that I was going to do them, and never did them. And now, since I've recently been more aware of what I say, I do that. I tell people, I'm like, I'm in the works of something, hasn't happened yet, it's in the process, I will update you once it's finished. And so far so good. So far so good. It's just, it's so important to, I wish I would have believed in myself a little more growing up. And I think I obviously still have a lot more to learn, to grow, to accept, to believe, to love. And now I'm doing it. Like I said, I wish I would have done it when I was younger, but I didn't know the things that I know now. But now that I know this, I just feel so grateful. And let me tell you guys the steps to get there, to get here. Because let me just tell you, first and foremost, the way you speak to yourself is so important. And right next to it is what you believe. And what you believe comes with willpower and faith. Faith is so important to have, because you are already telling the universe that whatever you want, you will have. Whatever is meant for you is already there. Whatever you desire, whatever you truly have right here in your heart, in your mind, in your gut, is already set in stone, because you have faith. And faith comes with willpower, because obviously, mind you, whatever you want in life, you got to work for it. Let's start there. You got to work for it. It really is not going to come to you. You have to sacrifice a lot to get the things that you want. And this goes all the way back to choices and perspective, and it all just connects. Excuse me. Talking to yourself is not easy. It's easier to talk to others than to yourself. It's easier to tell someone how much you love them than telling yourself how much you love yourself. And believing that you love yourself. All those, okay, your mind, you have to think about it being its own universe. You have to think about, you know what a brain looks like, right? And you know what it looks like when the nerves are like doing those little shocks and they're like traveling to each other. Think about that being the universe. The universe is full of stars and galaxies and meteors and all these things. That is literally your own universe. You have to look at your own world and say, what am I going to create? What am I going to make out of my life? What's my plan? What's my vision? And tell yourself what it is that you want. I grew up always being sad, always wanting to be the girl that was pitied. Like, you know those girls who have the tragic stories in movies and books? I don't know why I always wanted that. I have no idea. Now I'm rewiring my whole entire brain to say, no, this is who I want to be. This is what I want. This is how I view myself. This is the new avatar that I'm creating for myself. And it's so important to be able to catch all the bad habits that you have mentally in here, so that you could create a new you. Because life is limitless. Life is endless. You are eternal, believe it or not. You live a million lives and you keep on going. Even after death. Death is only the beginning. Okay, let me not get in a whole different talk. Let me stay here. Hold up. Life is what you make it, because what you believe is what is set out. It's the energy you put out to the world. And the way you talk to yourself is what you claim, what you believe. You know, I grew up telling myself like I was ugly, I was fat. Still kind of do that one, but I'm working on it. I would just be like, why do bad things always happen to me? Like, why am I so broken? Why this? Why that? Until one day I was like, no. And you know what? People could try to humble you. And mind you, you could be humble. You could have humility. You could have all those things. There's a big difference from knowing your worth to believing you're better than everyone. You could believe that you are better, that you are the best. Doesn't mean that you believe that you're better than everyone. Now I look at myself and I'm capable of anything. I believe I am, with every failure. I don't care if I fail anymore. I can do that. I could build a house. Yeah. I could create the cure for cancer. Yes. I'm going to put in the work to teach myself, to educate myself, to learn anything I want to learn. Because why not? I have my, we're not going to call this a brain anymore. We're going to call this a universe. I have my own universe, and in my universe, everything is possible. In my universe, I could do and be whoever I want. You see how I'm speaking? Like, I am only going to allow to talk to myself in a high manner, because those are the things I want in life. And it's so crazy how you could trick your brain and your life into following the path that you want in your life. Like, I always tell people, write down your thoughts, write down your beliefs, write down what you want, write down exactly how you want your life to be, and read it every day. Write it over and over and over and over and over. Set it in stone. Set it in stone. That's why people say that, I think. Anyways, so that's one thing, the way you speak to yourself and your thoughts. And one thing that I read in a book once was to shoo away your negative thoughts, and that's what I do now. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not Miss Perfect over here. I fall, like I said, I used to have a very complete different mentality that I have been trying to rewire, to change. So sadly, those bad habits are still there. But now when I have a bad thought, I just shoo it away like a fly. I will completely like zone out, and I'm just like thinking about like how somebody did me wrong, how I messed up, how I made a mistake, where would I be if I would have done this. And I'm just like, no. Shoot. Let me start thinking about how I forgive them. Let me start thinking about how I'm planning my life to be. Let me start thinking about you are the architect of your own life, of your own future. Let me just start designing my future in my head, out the nowhere. I'm a big daydreamer. So now I'm just choosing to daydream about nothing but greatness and all the plans that I have. Be your own architect. Also, that's why I'm trying not to cuss anymore. Cussing is not good. Don't get me wrong. That energy right there, releasing that feels so good. Maybe once in a blue moon you might want to do it. It's okay. But I don't want to cuss in every single sentence when I'm speaking. And I don't even want to say the word like. Whenever you use the word like, it just means there is a word right there that you are trying to find that you can't think of. So you use like. For example, like if I'm telling you this, boom. For example, as I was telling you this. For example, when I was telling you this. There's a lot of words that you could use instead of the word. Like, obviously, you're going to use it at some point in some type of sentence. It's still a word that was made for a reason. But being aware of your thoughts and the way you speak is so important as well. Not just about yourself, how you speak overall. Having a high vocabulary is so important. And I literally have so many words written down everywhere that I didn't know what they meant, so I was able to use them more. And I still struggle a little bit with that, but see my brain right there did that. When I said I still struggle with that, I could change that too. I am working on my vocabulary so I am able to speak more adequately. Why do I have to say that I'm struggling? I'm not struggling. Clearly, I just said I write down the words that I don't know so I could use them more often. I am in the process of having a higher vocabulary, better grammar. My grammar is actually really good. But still, see, like once you start training your brain to take out the bad and put in good, you have to do that. You can't just think like, oh my God, no, I shouldn't do that. You have to automatically correct it right there and then. If you just argued with someone and know you were wrong, but you don't want to apologize, you could be like, you know what, maybe I was wrong. I don't got to tell her nothing though. I don't care. No. Damn, I messed up. Let me. Ding, 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 ding. Hey. Yeah. Are you around? Can I see you real quick? I know we just got in an argument, but you don't want to see me? Okay, well, I just want to say I'm really sorry. I apologize. I was so wrong to speak to you in that manner. I didn't realize. I didn't see it from your point of view, and I just want to apologize. Boom! You just grew. 10 points for you. Look at life like points. Start gaining points. Level up. Another thing. Sacrifice. And this all ties into what I was just saying. I have to sacrifice the way I speak, being funny sometimes, being goofy, being outrageous in a little while, because that's all the things I am. But so I could grow into the woman that I've always wanted to be, into a more professional woman, into a elegant woman. There's another word that I was trying to say. Adequate? Is that the word? I'm not sure. I think it is. But I've always wanted to be a better woman. I've always wanted to be more educated. I've always wanted to be perceived as the type of people you look up to because of how advanced you could tell their mind is, their way they speak, the way they dress, the way they walk, the way they... all that. But then again, like I said, I contradict myself because I'm also an artist. I'm a creative. A lady doesn't sit like this, bro. A lady does not. A lady is up here, like, you know? No. I am me at the end of the day. But I just try to find the balance in all of that. And you can too. As long as it's for your greater good, whatever it is that you choose to be, it's okay. You know what you want to be. But you can't force yourself to be something you're not either. Which, that contradicts itself. Like, I'm over here talking about, like, you could be whatever you want in this life. Yes, you could. And you know what? Maybe in one setting, you might be that. You're going to be what you need to be for a certain specific setting. And then you go back home and then you're just yourself. And you're just more laid back. And you're the type of person that just... is gardening and doesn't care to get their hands dirty, and then in another setting you have that clean aesthetic, and that's okay. That's not being fake. That's knowing how to walk through the world in different settings. Just how I could have a women's group that helps them elevate themselves and teaches them business and teaches them how to take care of themselves, teaches them better hygiene, better health, better nutrition, better habits. I could also have a women's group where we just all link up and just scream into the world and could say a bunch of cuss words because we just need to release that energy in that way, and that's what works for certain people. I could do it all. You can too. You just have to believe it. You just have to think it. Another thing that I feel like is important and that I kind of view is you could be spiritually aware all you want. That's perfect. But when you realize that you're spiritual, you realize nothing in this world really matters, but you just try your best. Now, so important to be aware in the other mindsets, like physically, economically, what else? I'm gonna just stick with the physically and economically. Physically, you have to be aware of the mobility of your body. You don't have to be the perfect body. You don't have to have the six-pack. Now, this is something I believe in. You guys might be against it. It's okay. But I think working on your body is so important to elevate as well. And I'm not talking about lifting weights, being in the gym, running every day. I'm talking about moving your body in the way that benefits you, in a way that you have fun, that you enjoy. Because why wouldn't you want to live a long, healthy life? Do you want to be that 70, 80-year-old that is on that wheelchair because they can't move, because their joints are stuck together. No, you want to live a strong, healthy life for as long as you could. Now, this is very contradictory of me talking about it while I'm drinking some juice, some lemonade. But I'm not perfect. But you could learn to make better choices. Just working on your mobility, being able to move your body around, being able to walk, being able to lift, to reach something without being like, ooh, that's the only way it goes. You don't have to be perfect, you don't have to be a goddess, of course, but just finding what works for you in a way to move your body. Moving your body is also good for your mental health. It's also good for your spiritualness. It is good for you overall. There are studies on it. All of that is linked together. Now let's talk economically. Hello, we live in a world where, can you survive without money? No. Let's be so for real right now. Let's be so for real. I just really had to pause because I'm trying to out here contradict myself right now, like, oh, but you could do this. No. At some point, you need money. You need currency. You need some type of asset to get you through. It is so important to get your finances, your assets, your investments together. That's the other one I was gonna say. Your knowledge, I think. Anyways, hold up. Find a way to be a hard worker. It is so important to be a hard worker. It is so important to be on time to your job, to whatever it is that you're doing, and show up for yourself and earn that paycheck. Not just, oh, I'm just here to get paid. No, that mentality, take it out the door. Be happy about the job that you have. Be happy of having a job that is paying your bills, that is allowing you to do all these things, that is allowing you to buy that drink that you love, that coffee that you love, that joint that you love to smoke, that beer that you love to drink. Be happy that that is the reason why you are able to do all of that, why you're able to go to the movies, to take your family out, to buy your girlfriend something, to buy your boyfriend something, you know? Why not? Now, when you earn money, find a way. Now, you could be a good saver. That's good. That's really good. I've always been a good saver all my life. Now I'm learning to be a good investor. Now I'm learning that you cannot just have money sitting there. It doesn't grow that way. Yeah, it might come in handy, but all the time that it was sitting there, you could have been investing in somewhere that could have made it grow. It was sitting there anyways. Let it sit somewhere else. Oh, and let me also tell you why it's so important to work. Because if you're watching me, you might be from somewhere else. I don't know. But I'm from California, America, where credit is very important. Taxes are very important. Pay stubs are very important. If you have the same goals that I have, hello, you're here watching me for a lot of reasons, whether it's spiritually, physically, whatever your reason is. Let me just tell you right now, you're going to learn a thing or two about me too when it comes down about money. Your goal is to buy a house, to get a car, to get nice things, to get property, to get land, assets. Best believe any loan officer is going to ask you about your job history from the past 2 years, your taxes from the past 2 years, your pay stubs, approve your savings account. If you have a 401k, don't be afraid to put that check in that 401k. Some percent of it. Stocks, long-term stocks, S&P 500, QQQ. And you know what? You got to do your own research on those. But those are long-term stocks, the ones that I just mentioned. Those are long-term stocks. If you invested a couple hundred on it 5 years ago, right now, guess what? It went up. Now you just have money that you were saving that went up. Now, going back to the 2 years of having all this information, you want to buy a house? Guess what? You need all that information. You want a car? You need to have good credit. Every car I've gotten, did I need to put anything down? No. Just because I had good credit. I mean, y'all don't need to know all that. I don't know why I just said that. But anyways, I said it. Credit is everything. Money is everything. Investments are everything. knowing how to use your money for you is everything. Learn the world that you live in. That's my world where I live in. I know that that's what matters here in this country, in this state, in this lifetime, in this year, right now. I know that that's what matters, and I know that's what's gonna get me to where I want to be. So you might sit here and be like, oh, I don't care. You might be that person that jumps from one job to one job to one job to one job. You need to have a steady job for at least 2 years. Do them taxes, pay them taxes, pay them credit cards too. If you guys owe your credit cards, pay them. Here's another tip. If you have a credit card, pay half of what you owe 8 days before your due date, your payment day, and then pay the rest 3 to 2 days before, the whole thing. Okay? If you have it for a year without interest, cool. Make payments on it. Don't wait until the year to pay it off. Make payments on it. Make the minimum payment. It's okay. Don't run it up. Here's another thing. If you get approved for $5,000, don't use more than $2,500. Don't just because they gave it to you doesn't mean they want you to use it. They want to see how easy it is for you to use money that you don't have. Mind you, it's good to use your credit cards. You want to use your credit cards, but you have to know the loopholes on how it's going to benefit you to use those credit cards. Don't use it all. Use half of it. No more. Only use half of it. If I'm not wrong, it might be less, or it might be 60% of it. Either 40%, 50%, or 60%. I don't really remember right now. Somewhere in between there. But don't be running it up, and make your payments on it. That also helps your credit. Now, if you have someone if you have a messed up credit, if you have someone in your life, or if you have children, get a credit card. Get an authorized user credit card for them. Have them use it. That makes their credit go up like crazy. Especially if you have good credit. Obviously, only do this for someone you trust. Teach them this. You know, I'm pretty sure if you have good credit, you know these little tricks. Make your payments on time. It's so important to make your payments on time. That's always going to help you grow. And if you ever buy, let's say, jewelry, go find out if that jewelry store credits you for that. Maybe furniture. I'm not sure. I've never bought furniture on credit, but jewelry. I bought jewelry before from Don Roberto's, to be exact. My man actually put me onto this. I already had good credit. What am I? Why do I say? Anyways, bought some jewelry, paid it off, like the payments for a couple months. Boom. Once 6 months hit, we didn't wait the whole year to pay it off. Once the 6 month hit, we paid it off. Paid the whole thing off. That makes your credit go up. But don't be scared. It's gonna drop your credit down by like maybe 20-30 points, and then it just shots back up. It just shoots back up. Okay, that's another way. But I think that's kind of all what I have to say for right now. I think I said a lot of different things, but I feel like everything I just told you right now, I hope it's some type of help to help you grow mentally, spiritually, physically, economically, to do great things, to be someone great, to reach greatness. Let's be great together. I love teaching people everything I know, all the goodness that I know, and all the badness too. Ask me anything, any of your mess ups that you've done in your life. I'll tell you all mine. I don't care. I'm not scared. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed of my mistakes. My mistakes are the reason why I'm here today. They just made me that much stronger. Were a lot of them unnecessary? Did I put myself through a lot of unnecessary things? Yes. But like I said, I grew from them. And now I'm able to help a lot of people reach their goals, become better people by knowing what I know. And now you know some of it. And I'm going to continue to talk to you about it. Hopefully you stick around. And if you don't, I still love you. I love anyone that crosses my path. So thank you guys for watching. I love you very, very much. My lips are so chapped. I don't know if you guys noticed me like licking my lips over and over. That doesn't matter. Now I'm just talking to myself. That's so ironic. I've been talking to myself this whole time. Anyways, bye. I love you guys. Many, many blessings to you all. I'm out.